All of a sudden the trees disappeared and I had zero visual reference of anything. So I can think back to when I first got my private pilot ticket and, fairly low time pilot. I was flying a Cessna 172. I went to go visit a friend in a flying community at a grass airstrip. And I've done a little bit of training for grass runways and stuff like that. That's part of your curriculum as a private pilot. But it was one of the probably maybe second or third times of actually going to visit somebody, and this ended up being something that turned into nighttime. So something I learned from this situation was, on a soft field, you're supposed to pull back. This is a nose dragger. This is a tricycle gear aircraft. You're supposed to pull back to get the weight of the airplane off the nose gear and get the nose gear up as quickly as possible to get that off the grass, right? I don't know what I was thinking, but we're departing at nighttime, and this is a yoke aircraft, a Cessna, so I literally had this thing pulled back to my chest. And I'm sure that's fine initially to get this thing up, but for some reason, I don't know what I was thinking, I just held it into my chest. And here we are going down the runway. It's roughly a 3,000-foot strip. Again, it's nighttime, so the lights of the takeoff lights and taxi lights are lighting up my peripheral of trees and so forth. And I'm seeing that my airspeed is just slowly coming up. For some reason, it didn't click that I'm holding this yoke in my chest. I think at some point I relaxed just a little bit, but suddenly I could see we're getting into the runway. It was just pitch black in the middle of rural America, and we took off very slowly. All of a sudden, the trees disappeared, and I had zero visual reference of anything. Because we were taking off to the west, there was no cities around. It was literally like an IFR situation because there's no lights as nighttime. So my head just went straight into the instrument panel because there's nothing to reference outside anyway. Watching my instruments, I've got a good positive climb rate, but inside I was just envisioning trees coming into the windows of the cockpit because I was still low and I couldn't see the trees anymore. And then suddenly, finally, there was just a hint of a horizon with a light here and a light here, and as we gained altitude, there's more lights that popped up, and of course then I knew that we were above the tree line. And that honestly scared me to death. Not enough that I stopped what I was doing and just froze. It's like fly the airplane, and what I did, I'm not even an IFR certified pilot. I was trained as you just put your head into the cockpit and look at your instruments, right? What I learned from that is soft field takeoffs do not require the yoke to be in your chest the entire time. And that creates a lot of induced drag, which will slow you down and lengthen your departure. So I hope that helps somebody out there in your flight training or just everyday knowledge. If you have never landed on a grass strip, to not do that.